The Fortune 500 Southeast Asia has been recently released. It listed down the 500 largest companies by revenue in the region. This is a first for the region, reflecting its high-growth economies. Amongst the nations with the most number of companies in the list is none other than Indonesia, with over 110 companies. This is followed by Thailand at 107, Malaysia at 89, Singapore with 84, Vietnam at 70, and the Philippines with 38. Indonesia's largest company by revenue is Pertamina, which ranks as the third largest company, just behind Thailand's PTT and Singapore's Trafigura. Then there's also the Indonesian state electric company, Perusahaan Listrik Negara, on the sixth spot. On top of the Fortune's listing of the largest by revenue, there's also the largest by market capitalization. Unlike revenue, which calculates the total sales of a company, market capitalization showcases the worth of a company. For instance, if you were to buy an Indonesian company like Bank Central Asia, how much would it cost you to do so? These are essential for telling us how valuable a company is. Let's first talk about the largest companies in Indonesia by revenue. The first is none other than Pertamina. Pertamina is a national energy company fully owned by the government of Indonesia. It's committed to ensuring national energy security and developing new and renewable energy sources. They oversee 6 subholdings: upstream, gas, refinery and petrochemical, power and NRE, commercial and trading, and integrated marine logistics. Pertamina's journey began in the 1950s with the establishment of PT Eksploitasi Tambang Minyak Sumatera Utara by the Indonesian government. The company was renamed PT Perusahaan Minyak Nasional, or Permina, on December 10, 1957, now celebrated as Pertamina's anniversary. In 1968, PN Permina merged with PN Pertamin to form Pertamina. Now, in terms of its revenue, the company is indeed big. How big? Well, in 2023, the company had total revenues amounting to over $75.7 billion, a decrease from the previous year when it reported revenues of $84.8 billion. How big is $75.7 billion in revenue in a single year? Well, we can compare these to other companies worldwide. For instance, the world's largest company by revenue is Walmart. The company boasts over $648 billion in revenue. Saudi Aramco, the third largest company by revenue, has $489 billion. Saudi Aramco leads in the oil and gas industry in terms of revenue. India's famous Indian oil brand has revenues of $93.8 billion. Thailand's PTT-PCL has over $88.66 billion, and Spain's Repsol with $80.7 billion. Besides Pertamina, the sixth largest in terms of revenue is Perusahaan Listrik Negara, or PLN. PLN started back in the late 19th century, when Dutch companies in Indonesia began setting up electric power plants for their sugar and tea factories. During World War II, management of these companies shifted from the Dutch to the Japanese in 1942, and then to the Indonesian government after Japan's surrender in 1945. On October 27, 1945, President Sukarno established the Electricity and Gas Bureau under the Department of Public Works and Energy, with a power generation capacity of 157.5 megawatts. In terms of revenue, PLN has about 647 trillion rupiah in its financial statements. Exchanged into US dollars, it's approximately 34 billion. Within the electric industry, PLN is a big company. The largest publicly listed company in the electricity industry by revenue is Equinor from Norway, with revenues of 102 billion. Malaysia's Tenaga Nasional has revenues of just 11.58 billion. The Philippines' Aboitiz Power has 3.64 billion. Considering these two companies, PLN and Pertamina, it's clear to see that Indonesia's largest companies by revenue are big. Compared to global giants, they might not be there yet, but they're bigger than neighbors. Now let's move on to market capitalization. The largest company in Indonesia by market cap is Bank Central Asia, or BCA. BCA, as of the time of writing, is worth over $71.9 billion, making them the 244th largest company in the entire world. BCA is widely known as a bank. They have over 19,055 ATMs, 1,258 branches, and 39 million customer accounts. Within the banking industry, BCA is far outshadowed by the world's largest bank, JP Morgan Chase from the United States, which is valued at $563 billion. But within Southeast Asia, BCA is actually a strong performer. Malaysia's Maybank is valued at $29.5 billion, meaning BCA has more than double in market capitalization than Maybank. Singapore's DBS Group is valued higher than BCA at $74.3 billion, but it's not far off. BCA is even more valuable than Singapore's OCBC Bank at $46 billion and UOB at $37.7 billion. Following BCA is Chandra Asri Petrochemical. Chandra Asri operates in the similar oil and gas industry as Pertamina. The company is the 408th largest company globally by market cap and is valued at $46 billion. Within the oil and gas industry, it is the 36th largest. One of the interesting companies to talk about within Indonesia is its technology sector. Technology has become the most exciting place to work. Indonesia has a company known as GoTo Group. GoTo Group is Indonesia's largest digital ecosystem, dedicated to empowering progress by providing technology infrastructure and solutions that enable everyone to participate in and benefit from the digital economy. GoTo's ecosystem includes on-demand transport, e-commerce, food and grocery delivery, logistics and fulfillment, and financial services through its Gojek, Tokopedia, and GoTo financial platforms. The entire company was not GoTo Group at first. It was formed in May 2021 through the merger of Gojek and Tokopedia. Gojek started in 2010 as a ride-hailing platform, while Tokopedia began in 2009 as an e-commerce marketplace. The merger created an $18 billion entity, the largest in Indonesia's history, aiming to capture a significant market share in Southeast Asia's rapidly growing digital economy. The combined company, as of 2021, serves over 100 million monthly active users, 11 million merchants, and 2 million drivers, contributing 2% to Indonesia's GDP. GoTo's vision is to expand its reach, especially to the 120 million Indonesians living outside urban areas, by providing essential services and financial inclusion. Unfortunately, the GoTo Group isn't a big company in terms of market cap today. It's currently valued at a small figure of $3.25 billion. Prior to this, GoTo Group was a much larger company. Back in mid-2022, they were valued at $30.6 billion. Today, however, their valuation has fallen off. This is due to a mix of factors, ranging from competition to management issues and overall company operations. According to their 2023 annual report, GoTo Group lost approximately $6 billion. This is why GoTo Group has not performed well recently. Hence, within its industry, GoTo Group is far behind other Southeast Asian peers. For instance, Singapore's Grab Holdings is valued at $13.99 billion, and Sea Limited, another one of Singapore's internet companies, is valued at $43 billion. Another interesting company to see is Indofood. Indofood is a total food solutions company involved in every stage of food production, from raw materials and processing to consumer products. Renowned for its strong market presence, Indofood is a leading player in all its business categories. Most people in Indonesia know them, but outside of it, they know little about the company, except for its brands. They're the ones behind the famous Indomie brand, which sells instant noodles like the Mie Goreng. Indofood, as of the time of writing, is valued at $7.33 billion. However, it is difficult to compare how big Indofood is to other food companies. We can, for instance, compare them to Thailand's Sharon Pakvand Foods valued at 4.68 billion. But the two companies serve a different market overall. Indofood sells finished products to consumers, whereas Sharon Pakvand Foods has businesses ranging from agriculture to seeds and fertilizer, crop integration, and similar businesses. The Philippines' Universal Robina Corporation, or URC, is a good example. URC is valued at $3.85 billion. It's one of the largest branded consumer food and beverage product companies in the Philippines. Famous products range from Nissan Cup Noodles to Vitasoy. Finally, Astra International is also one of Indonesia's largest. They're valued at 11 billion, with revenues coming up at 20.7 billion. They have 270 subsidiaries, joint ventures, and associate companies, with 190,000 employees, according to the World Economic Forums. So, we've discussed a few of Indonesia's largest companies. While they're not as big as major companies hailing from China or the US, they are still significant. What matters more isn't actually what we see today, it's what we see in the future. Decades out into the future, Indonesia will become a major economic powerhouse. Their huge land size and population will power the very companies the country has. One day, Pertamina will not just have sales of 75 billion. It could exceed more than 100. But anyway, do let us know what you think. Thanks for watching.